Well, I love the premise of the book, and I think it celebrates women as they get older, and I see that there's a lack of that in American culture right now, in our society. It's like we're so obsessed with youth and celebrity and all these things, and I'm in Europe a lot, and I see it's not a problem over there. It's definitely a problem over here, and I've seen the book through all its sort of changes from the very beginning, and what I love that Miki has done is she took a book that was initially celebrity driven and changed it, and it's just a lovely book full of real women doing all these interesting things with interesting answers and soulful, beautiful photography.
I fell in love with myself very late in my life, in my opinion. I was already in my mid-20s, and it dawned on me that I cannot carry on in this life almost resenting how I look or not being happy with, I don't know how tall I am, it just seemed like it was madness to carry on like this. So I began to really settle into my skin, to say this is it doesn't get any better, this is it. So get comfortable, start loving this. And it's just powerful, the kind of transformation you go through. You become fully feminine, and it just becomes beautiful being in the skin. And I can't help it now. I love being a woman. I love being an African woman, because there's a sense of grace and honor about how the African woman feels her body and her curves and her full lips, her natural hair. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing when you're a woman and you learn to fully exist within yourself. It's just wonderful.
See how that looks.
Miki Turner is really easy to shoot with because she makes you feel very comfortable. She focuses on the realness of a moment and not the perfect shot or beauty shot. And I think she captures the soul of the people that she's shooting, and in essence that a lot of photographers miss.
The selection process was really kind of weird. There were people that I went after, and then there were people that I just stumbled upon, like Naomi Judd and Gladys Knight and Della Reese and Lima Gubawe and Angela Davis, and it's just a matter of being in the right place at the right time. Laurel Holloman was someone I met at a party and had a conversation with, and we sort of bonded immediately because I'm from Cincinnati and she adopted her second daughter from Cincinnati, and we just sort of hit it off immediately. Although we didn't become fast friends, over time we did, and she was really one of the first people I did an extended photo shoot with. We did 3 different shoots. The first one, I didn't feel I captured her, and I actually think she was not having a great day that day. The second one, we got wonderful stuff. She brought her daughter, Nala, and we went out to Malibu and shot on the beach. And that was wonderful stuff, and a lot of that stuff has run in different magazines. And I had a shot that I was going to use, and then she needed some headshots, so I went up to her house, and we did a series of about 300 frames, and out of that came something so lovely. I'm like, this is the shot, I've got to change the shot, this is the shot. And it was a shot of her just going like this, which I just loved. I thought it was one of the best shots in the book. And then lo and behold, a couple of years later, I'm shooting stills of her preparing for her art show in Venice, Italy. And she's standing by one of her paintings with a paintbrush in her hand, and she just, the continuous shooting, and at one point she just looked down for a split second and bam, that was the shot.
I said something about, oh yes girl, I've touched bliss, and then I went on, but it was very interesting that she came back to, Miss Lewis, did I hear you say you touched bliss? And I was like, oh, she's listening. She said, can you please tell me how and when you did that? I said, well, sweetheart, without pause or hesitation, I said, as I pause and hesitate now, the day I looked in the mirror and took responsibility for every choice I had made, every choice I was going to make, and every choice I was making in that moment. We have to take responsibility for our choices.
12 years old, my dad sat me down and he said, you know what, you look lost and we're all lost, but in America, it's a really good country because it's an opportunity. So you can go to university, you can go and do whatever you want, and you can become someone special. So from then on, I said, okay, I'll do my best. So he pretty much nurtured me through and told me that I can become someone special by loving yourself first, because if you don't love yourself, you can't love another person.
And one of the things that Miki did that was just such a birthday gift for me, and such a gift on the next season of my life, was to help me to embrace my beauty. I grew up at a time where I was told how big, how tall, how black, how ugly, how big my lips were, how big my hips were, all of the things that I've come to embrace and love, how nappy my hair is. I love all of that about me. But when you're a kid and you're told that those are not good things about you, it was a journey to get to the point of believing, of seeing those as lies and believing the truth. And so my journey was when I really believed the truth of God and Him telling me how fearfully and wonderfully made I am.
To be in the book, Journey to the Woman I've Come to Love, has been really touching, because the day that the author, Miki Turner, came to me and filmed me, was my child that's here now was just like a little bud of a little girl, and here she is climbing out of my arms. And she's clearly her own woman, so she's already on her journey. But it was such a great moment, because it really, I was on a new path, and that was a path of motherhood, to become a mother. And I think Miki was there to kind of capture me at the start of that. So I'd be interested to revisit this book over the years to see where I am in my journey, because I know it's going to be evolving.
Been able to release. I ask that because asking myself the question that you posed in the book gave me a sense of release, because in order to completely love myself, I've got to release and let go of some things that prevent me from loving myself. What have you released through this process?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think any residual fear I might have had, regarding my own life, my own career, the way I go about things, it's all gone. People can read this book and, think it's crap. People can, look at the pictures and say she's uniquely untalented. It really doesn't matter. I feel good about what's in there. I'll tell you quite honestly, I'm not happy with all the photos, because, some of them I just had to catch on the run. I would have loved to have photo shoots with everybody in there, but that wasn't possible. This book could sell 2 copies, it could sell 2 million copies. The sense of accomplishment outweighs anything that anybody else will say.
Once you start to love yourself, you love everything about you. You have to.